old Eastern European fighters. I love how they fight. A lot of them have different styles. You look at Lomachenko and Usyk. This guy has a different style, but it's still very, very Eastern European, aggressive, hands high, coming forward. And he's a good fighter, but I mean, I think it's a tough fight for both guys, if I'm being honest, and really a must-win as well. I sound like I'm repeating myself here a little bit, but this guy can fight. He can really fight, and he's exciting to watch.
He can. In the corner, that guy behind him is James Ali Bashir. He's been his trainer from the very beginning. James Ali Bashir used to work alongside Manny Stewart. So he's gone that route as well, to try and get an American trainer in, just maybe to kind of get away the stiffness that I think maybe people thought he had early. So they've tried to tick every single box here.
Yeah, and away from that, it just shows his desire and his ambition to improve and be better and make a big name for himself.
What an interesting division the heavyweight division is right now. And again, new names being added to it, and this is a new name. Watch out for this man on Saturday. Tough task for Solomon Dakers, but I guess the rewards are even bigger if Solomon comes through this. He looks like a ball, doesn't he?
I was about to say, we've seen majority of this workout of him on the back foot moving around. We're not going to see that Saturday night, by the way. Oh. He's going to be the aggressor on the front foot, looking to land heavy, heavy shots.
This is why I think sometimes these open workouts are a little bit pointless, because what you see of the fighters doing in the ring is not what they're going to do on the night. You'd be stupid if you showed any sort of thing, wouldn't you?
And he ends it with a nice little left hook.
Undefeated Vladislav Surenko.
There you go. What I like as well, what we're doing now, which I think has been introduced by Riyadh season, now with the media workout, we're going to have a fight, which I think is quite good as well. So people are going to actually see some action. I believe you boys are commentating.
We are.
The fight as well.
An exhibition.
An exhibition.
But still an opportunity.
A fight.
A fight's a fight, yeah. I'm pretty sure we're going to see these throw hands.
I don't really, you see the title exhibition, I don't really believe in that. People, someone wants to, in an exhibition, if one girl can knock the other girl out, they'll try it.
They're going to do it. And it's a small ring as well.
Yeah, it is very small.
So they're going to get in there, they're going to throw hands in a small ring. But again, things like this, I think, are the small changes in boxing which people have liked. So again, not just a media public workout, but you have a little fight within the public workout. And I think it just keeps people interested.
We've said, haven't we, whether it be Riyadh or when we was in London for AJ Dubois, they're events now. They're events. All of these shows, you know, they keep you thinking, they keep you guessing, but they keep you entertained all the time, and it's been refreshing, Cole.
Yeah, of course it has. And I mean, it's something different. It's a little bit different, but I like it. I'd prefer to watch these two girls fighting than watching any fighter, no matter who it is, do a little bit of shadow boxing.
Agreed. We've seen half the fighters so far. Again, so I think some really interesting 50-50 fights. One after the fight is going to be Daniel Lapin versus Lewis Edmondson, which I think is a really 50-50 fight.
Yeah, I do. Look, Lapin has stopped 4 of his last 5 opponents.
You've been doing your homework, haven't you?
Yeah, no, but he's a very good fight, because he was someone I looked at first thinking he's just coasting here. He's just winning and making life look easy for himself. A very, very good fight.
Yeah, and Lewis Edmondson, obviously, again, coming off that Dan Aziz win, which some thought was controversial, but regardless, we know where Dan Aziz is, so that's a step-up performance from him.
I think the Dan Aziz win is probably better than any win that Lapin has on his record at this stage.
Yeah.
I know Lapin's ranked higher with the governing bodies, and certainly with BoxRec anyway, but this is a 50-50 fight, like you said, and it's a fight that's probably went a little bit under the radar. I think Lapin is very good, very awkward, but he sometimes allows people to get close, and that's what Edmonson will be trying to do.
Don Charles has just gone past, obviously, Don Charles, the trainer of Daniel Dubois. Derek Chisora is here as well. Quick word on Don Charles. I feel like doesn't maybe get enough said about him, the way in which he's done the U-turn act on Daniel Dubois. I think he's been incredible for him.
Yes, so good. He knows Daniel inside out, and he's been instrumental in the way that he's developed into the fighter he is now. And I quite like what they're doing, Cole. There's a lot of mental warfare going on. I think they're really trying their absolute best to unsettle Oleksandr Usyk and the team.
I think he really understands Daniel, and that's important to get the most out of him. And I think Don Charles is an incredible coach. I think that you're right, he maybe doesn't get enough credit, but he is, in terms of a trainer for a heavyweight, some guys can't train heavyweight fighters, some guys train. He's the perfect trainer for a heavyweight fighter.
He'll put the body bag on.
Absolutely.
He'll get stuck in, won't he, with it?
And then add to the fact that they brought Kieran Farrell into the gym for a little bit of speed and to loosen him up a little bit too. I think it's a great combination, and it's clearly working.
What they seem to have done is almost created a gym just for Daniel. So everything in that camp is geared just for Daniel. No one else, just for Daniel. And that could be a good idea. Sometimes you go to fight camps and there's 8 or 9 fighters within a gym. They're like, okay, no, this is for Daniel and this is it. That's our mission.
And it's working. And again, his man management, he knows how to get the best out of Daniel. He's obviously a cheerleader when he has to be, and he's also a hard taskmaster when he has to be. Do you know what I mean? He's got the balance just right. And the performances of Daniel Dubois, we'll say it again, mirror that. They show how good that chemistry is. And it's so important. I was so lucky I had the same coach throughout my pro career. I had that stability, I had that understanding, I had that chemistry, you like, and that trust in Tony Sims, and he has that with Daniel.
If Daniel Dubois does pull off the incredible on Saturday, how close is he to Lennox Lewis? Because I firmly believe that if he becomes undisputed, you might have to jump him above AJ and Fury, becoming undisputed. Is that fair, that first point? I mean, do you jump him above what they've done if he can beat Oleksandr Usyk?
Well, those two haven't done it.
They
And
haven't
again,
beat him,
I go back to the meaning of those belts. And if you're carrying all of them, beating a generational great,
yes,
then you have to be.
And here's another point on Daniel, potentially still an improving fighter. He's only 27 years old, and in terms of a heavyweight, that's nothing really. There's at least another 10 good years in Daniel, 10 years of maybe improvement. So that's a scary prospect actually to think about that. So if he wins this and pulls it off, it's going to be a massive win. One of the biggest British wins,
of all time.
have to say, of all time.
Of all time. All right, we're ready for this. Let's call it an exhibition fight. So Darren and Carl, are you commentating from up here?
We're going to do it from up here.
Yeah, from up here. Let's throw it down to Thomas Schreiber to get this one on the road.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special 4-round attraction. We're going to welcome to the ring Kira, the Pink Panther, Mako.
Well, here is the 18-year-old Kira Makonenko, born in Ukraine. She had a glittering amateur career, if you like. Still, as I say, the tender age of 18. She's an ambassador for Oleksandr Usyk's Ready to Fight team. She has a massive social media following, 200,000 on Instagram. One to watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, this special attraction, scheduled for 4 rounds, our referee in charge will be Seamus Dunn. Introducing to you first, boxing out of the blue corner. She comes to the ring wearing white, black, and orange. Representing the country of Hungary, here is Judith Hatchbold. And across the ring, boxing out of the red corner, she comes to the ring wearing pink trunks with white. Representing Ukraine, here is 17-year-old Kira, the Pink Panther, Mako.
Okay, ladies, I gave you my instructions in the change rooms. You know exactly what I expect. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my instructions at all times. Shake hands. Good luck.
Well, an exhibition here at the Box Park in Wembley. Kira Makanenko versus Judith Hatchbold. And Cole, you can see from the offset, it's a bit of height difference.
Yeah, there's a fair bit, isn't there?
Me and you again.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Makanenko looks like. We've obviously heard a lot about her, and Usyk's very fond of her, or she wouldn't be on this slot. And potentially there's more eyes watching this than any of her fights that she's had. That was a good jab already, wasn't it?
Stunning jab, really quick hands. From the clips I've seen, she's very, very sharp. She does a bit of everything. She likes to walk her opponents onto hooks. You can see there, sharp, sharp hands. She was a European schoolgirl champion at 42 kilograms in 2021.
Just switching there as well. Something I couldn't do, Darren. Were you a switcher? Did you ever switch?
Nah, couldn't switch. I already got the box spark out. Yeah, father and former kickboxer Artem. Didn't want her to box. Trained her, as an amateur. You presume you'd be the coach. Well, Makachenko moving forward. Yeah, she's looking good, looking comfortable.
She's got good balance, hasn't she? And from what I've seen so far, she's clearly a very talented fighter. Good jab, good feet, good distance control. There's a lot to like already.
And as I say, Cole, an ambassador for the Ready to Fight banner of Oleksandr Usyk. What do you think it's all about? Is this a case of showcasing what they've got, the talent that they're going to bring through?
I think so.
From Ukraine?
There's so many incredible fighters in Ukraine, male and female, and I think that potentially, I'm making a guess here, but Usyk we've seen the rise of female boxing, haven't we? It's huge at the minute, and a lot of that's down to Katie Taylor, amongst others. But this kid will want to get her name in the mix. Usyk will have seen how popular female boxing is at the minute. No doubt she's going to be on a lot of his pro shows going forward.
Yeah, she went viral, posted a video of her juggling with one hand, and punching a bag with the other. So obviously learned how to juggle from the great man himself, Oleksandr Usyk, but success breeds success. We hear it all the time. And you can imagine from Makanenko how great it must be and inspiring it must be to be working alongside Usyk.
Of course, imagine that as an 18-year-old kid. If you put yourself in that position, Darren, like imagine me or you as an 18-year-old fighting or training alongside the undisputed cruiserweight and heavyweight champion of the world. It would be absolutely phenomenal. But Usyk knows what he's doing, and he knows good fighters when he sees one, and we can see already that this kid's a good fighter, and that's she wouldn't be around Usyk if she wasn't.
Yeah, exactly that. She's actually beaten by England's Ruby Cuthbertson in the final of the European Junior Championships in 2023. That was at 46 kilograms. We're not too sure, but that may be the only registered loss she had as an amateur. She looks classy. She really does. Quick hands, a lot of thought in her work, and I don't think it'll be long, Cole, until we see her in her real first professional bout.
No, I don't think so. I mean, she's young. She's 18, but she looks maybe a little bit younger than that even. So there's plenty of time yet, but she's definitely going to be one for the future. Look, this is an exhibition, but they'll want to show. There'll be a little bit of messing about. We have seen a little bit of that, but both girls here will want to show the best of their abilities.
As we've said already, what an occasion, you know, albeit this is the media workout, you're still involved in the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world show. You know, this is the media workout, the fight between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois for all the marbles. What a moment for these.
It's an amazing, it's a massive moment, a huge opportunity for them to kind of get themselves known in a different part of the world amongst different people. And like you said, Darren, she's 200,000 Instagram followers, but a lot of people in this room may never have heard of her, and she's got the chance to pick up new fans here tonight.
Yeah, what night it's going to be. Saturday, the rematch. Daniel Dubois rejuvenated, a different fighter altogether. Will we see a different fight, Cole?
I want to see Daniel be more aggressive. I think that I think we're going to see it's going to be a real battle with a front foot to who claims the centre of the ring. I think both guys are going to want to go forward. People have Usyk down as a mover, but I mean, he is a mover, but he really holds the centre of the ring well, doesn't he? You never see him, very rarely you see him laying back on the ropes. or even circling the ropes. So he's always trying to go forward and apply pressure with the front foot, but it's important that Daniel doesn't allow him to do that. I think Daniel as well has to impose his size and strength, but I mean, all these things are a lot easier said than done when you're fighting Usyk.
Oh, it's going to be packed out at Wembley Stadium. If you haven't got a ticket, make sure you buy the pay-per-view live on DAZN, the global home of boxing. And look at this one, Clarissa Shields versus Daniels. That's coming up Saturday, July 26th. To see a brilliant all-female card on Friday in New York. I'm sure that fight will follow suit. Into the third round of this exhibition here at Box Park. Just down the road, stone's throw away from Wembley Stadium, where that big fight is going to take place, in a big, sharp southpaw 1-2.
That was nice, wasn't it? Straight down the
Mako,
pipe.
that was lovely. Staggered, hatch-bowled back. Just been in complete control here.
Good body shot there as well.
She's not treated this as an exhibition, has she?
No, there's been, I know, not really. There's been a little bit of messing about, but again, like an exhibition's one thing, but when you have the opportunity here, there's no way you can ask these girls to tone it down a notch and not try to impress. It's an opportunity for them to do that, and that's what she's trying to do.
Yep, hands low, enjoying herself. Hatch bowl, trying to keep her hands up and avoiding the shots coming her way, but they're coming in from all angles with speed, and then the footwork after, just gliding out of range. Lovely work. Certainly going to be one to watch, you'd think, Carl.
Yeah, I think so. And even that, just we've seen a small example of it, just kind of changing the tempo in her shots, just throwing a little couple of 1-2 feeder shots and then increasing the speed after that. And
I guess one of the issues is it's getting more depth now, but the female game, there's not much feeling out process, is there, with the early amount of fights? And at the tender age of 18, you wouldn't think, with this kind of style that she has, she's classy, she's very good, it's going to be too long until she's in some real meaningful fights. It's going to be tough kind of managing her.
Of course, I think so. Look, she's a young kid, so you'll have to rein her in a little bit, and some of these more established pros will be a fair bit stronger than her at this stage, but matching her is probably going to be difficult. But like you said, there isn't much strength and depth in female boxing. There's a lot of very, very good ones, and there's some not so good. So you feed her a few of them first, I'd imagine, before you make her step up. But that uppercut was nice, wasn't it?
That was a beautiful shot. Shades of the great man himself, the way she just slips outside and throws that uppercut. Usyk in the corner there. Very
Didn't like that,
man.
you know. I think that was that hurt her a little bit, that uppercut.
Yeah, I think Hatchbowl thought this was going to be a nice, easy stroll, a nice feeling out process, but Mako has had been absolutely none of it. She wants to put on a show and put on a really good performance in front of the people here at Box Park. As I say, just round the corner from Wembley Stadium. And if you like, announce herself, albeit just an exhibition.
We're coming in the last round here, so it's the last 2 minutes for her to really impress. I imagine we're going to see her turn it on a little bit here. But fair play to both girls. This has been something different, hasn't it? And I've enjoyed it.
Yep, so have I. Again, she's started this fourth round, hands low, firing out a sharp, snappy jab. She's a bag of tricks, she really is. An awful lot to like, really good footwork, the variation good, and I think you'll agree, Carl, to go through the levels, you've got to have that hand speed, and she has it in abundance.
Yes, she has it, and there was just a nice little step back there as well. Like we talked about the distance control, she's clearly a very, very good fighter, and I do think there's more gears. It is an exhibition, she is trying to impress, but I do think if push came to shove and she had to turn it on a little bit more, she could do that too.
Yeah, good footwork there to spin it off. The lead right check hook. Derek Chisora just down on the floor asking me what this is and just explaining that it is an exhibition. That's why they're wearing head guards and bigger gloves, but it's been a good display. Makanachenko.
Oh, lovely
shot.
Nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, the left to the body there. Really impressive. Getting back to work. Hatchbold, she's been under the cosh and she really is in this final round.
Fair play to Hatchbold as well. Well, first of all, for being involved in this event here, but she's tried her best. She's clearly not at the same level, but she's a brave fighter. She's trying to throw back. And she's had a little bits of fleeting success, shall we say.
Hanenko on the front foot again, just looking for that right hook. She's going to be one to watch, as we say. Nice little counter left there, just takes a step back on the mouthpiece of Hatchbold, just dislodged. Nice counter with that left hand.
These couple of seconds here will do her good, because she was under the cosh there, wasn't she? Just for them 30 seconds prior to that.
I think in an exhibition like this as well, probably
you don't want it. It's the last
just
thing
ring
you
the
want.
bell.
I know, ring the bell. You don't want to see anyone getting too outclassed or hurt even.
Yeah, she's played her part. She showed us, I guess, that she can soak it up, Hatchbold, but it was a really good exhibition as far as Mako Honenko from Ukraine was concerned. As I say, part of Usyk's Ready to Fight team. She's got very, very bright future in front of her.
Look at Russ Abner in their corner as well. You know what I mean? They have someone that he's been in the corner of so many great fighters, including Lomachenko and Usyk, to name but a few. So even that experience for her is going to be, well, I think it's going to be a great experience going forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for both ladies. Judith Hatchbold and 17-year-old Kira, the Pink Panther, Mako Honenko.
There you go, the win for Mahakanenko. Oleksandr Usyk, slowly but surely, sort of turning over to a promoter, starting to build a really good stable of fighters as well, and I think this is his first female fighter, and you can tell from her hands and the footwork, she's pretty good.
Yeah, she's proper, she's the real deal, and as you say there, it's a snippet in to obviously the future of Oleksandr Usyk and what we can expect to see, but yeah, good exhibition, and as we've said, something new, something to enjoy at these events, as I'll call them.
She could have easily have gone 10-2s.
Yes,
Like,
not even going there.
that engine, yeah, like nothing. She's not deep breathing, nothing. Very easy work for her. But again, the crowd enjoyed it. It's a nice little stopgap, and then we will continue now. We're bringing the fighters in for more of a media public workout. There you go, I enjoyed that. That was good. It was good to see. The crowd really starting to build up here as well. Just in front of me, they're all on the bits in front of me here. Down the front near the bar, no surprise, the weather's good. They're all going to get a drink in. And here, right in front of us here, loads of media, which again highlights just how big a fight this is.
It's a huge fight. It really is a huge fight. Britain could potentially have the first undisputed champion since Lennox Lewis. It doesn't really get much bigger than that. It's the home of football, Wembley Stadium, sold out 90,000 crowd. It's massive. We can't underplay how big this fight is.
Indeed. All right, let's continue with this media public workout. Let's go back to Thomas Schreiber.
Our next two fighters competing Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest. It will be for the IBF Intercontinental and WBA Continental Championships, and also the vacant WBO International Light Heavyweight Championships. Let's first welcome to the ring the challenger from Southampton, Hampshire, England, undefeated with 11 wins, 3 wins come by way of knockout. He is the current British and Commonwealth Light Heavyweight Champion. Here is Lewis the Saint Edmondson.
Here comes Lewis Edmondson. What a chance for him. And I mean, by the way, sort of being crowned as the #1 sort of British light heavyweight. It's some doing when you think of just how deep the light heavyweight division is over here.
Yes.
The guy is just below him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real honour. This man can fight, I'm telling you. He's a bag of tricks, but he's aggressive with it. And he's never fazed by anything. He gets in there and he does his thing. He worries about what he's going to do. An exceptional fighter, a real talent. It's mad. Identical record to Daniel Lapin. He has one fewer stoppage, but I think this is a brilliant fight. I think we'll see a bit of everything. What I've seen in both of their sort of later stages of their 11 fights that they've had is they're naturally trying to be a bit more aggressive. And I think it makes for a brilliant fight.
Both guys are getting better, but I think if you want to look through the records and dissect them, I think the best win on anyone out of Edmonson or Lapin is Edmonson's win over DAZN. That was a great win. It's a close fight, but I thought he'd done enough to nick it, and he is a very good fighter.
Yeah,
sorry, Addy. We talk about 50-50 fights in this game all the time, and sometimes they're not really 50-50. This is a 50-50 fight. This is a hard one to call.
Yeah, back that win up over DAZN by beating the unbeaten Kajawa. Obviously not to the level of DAZN, but got the job done there as well. And as you guys say, he's almost coming into himself, isn't he? He's finding out who he is. He's a very good fighter. And he knows as well, domestically and internationally, he's in a really hot division.
Yeah, I think he's ready now to take the next step. You know, he's done the domestic duties. Now it's his time to sort of announce himself to the general public, you know, the person next door, and get on the world scene now. A win over Daniel Lapin, who's ranked really high in two of the governing bodies, the WBA and the IBF, puts him right up there. And you're not too far off there. This one, I believe, is it WBO and the IBF in the Continental? They catapult you up those rankings, and you're not far off a really big, meaningful fight again after that.
To the undefeated challenger, Lewis the Saint Edmondson. And now let's welcome the defending champion, coming to us from Kyiv, Ukraine, undefeated with 11 wins. 4 of his 11 wins come by way of knockout. This Saturday, he will be the reigning and defending IBF Intercontinental and WBA Continental Light Heavyweight Champion, Daniel Lapin.
Here he is, Daniel Lapin, all 6'6" of him. He could have walked over those ropes. He decided to be polite and go through the middle. But very awkward. We've seen a couple of his fights because he's fought under Oleksandr Usyk cards before in Riyadh season. I like him. I like the look of him. And let's see what he can do against someone that's going to be in his face all the time in Lewis Edmondson.
Yeah, look, he's clearly someone who Usyk likes, and Usyk, I don't think Usyk would have him around him if he wasn't a good fighter. And just the fact that Usyk's putting so much time and effort into this guy and trying to raise his profile, always has him on his undercards. I imagine that's a requirement of Usyk when he gets involved in these big fights, to have Lapin on the undercard. But a 6'6" light heavyweight southpaw, I mean, can you think of anyone more awkward, Darren?
He's got, well, to be honest, I was about to say he's got the frame of a high jumper, but when I see him again having his photograph taken back in the hotel, he's really starting to fill out now. But what he has is such a smooth, relaxed style. The footwork that he possesses, just see a little glimpse there, just moving side to side. But in real time, he's rapid with the footwork, but he doesn't over-exaggerate the movement. He'll just take half a step out, avoid the shots and fire back with quick combinations. The hand speed is very good, the variation, and as I say, in the last 5 fights, 4 of them have been by stoppage. He's starting to punch harder.
He's starting to find the power, isn't he? But, I mean, this is lovely what he's doing here with these young lads, and what an experience for them to be in the ring with potentially a future world champion just ahead of a huge show at Wembley Stadium. Fair play to Daniel and to the kids.
Yeah. He's enjoying himself in there, and so are the young aspiring fighters. Box Wyatt's Foundation on the t-shirts. Yeah, there's a real opportunity here for the winner, whether it be Lapin or Edmondson, to catapult themselves, as I say, into that world scene. The stage is huge for both here. What an opportunity to be one of those next guys.
I like what he's showing the kids as well. There's a thing, he's pausing the shot sometimes and then he's throwing something off the back of it. Have you seen that? Quite interesting. I was just thinking about maybe showing the kids down at my old amateur club, maybe some of these tricks.
You're watching this, Addo, yeah?
I am.
You picking this up?
Well, no.
Trying to say something
Too old
about
for me now.
We're covering it here now, you know what I mean? Doing your job for you.
Thank you very much to Daniel Lapin, the undefeated champion from Ukraine. And also, how about a big round of applause for the young boxers representing BoxWise.
That's fantastic, isn't it? Good to see. Good to see. Daniel Lapin, he takes on Lewis Edmonson. Really competitive fight in the light heavyweight division. All right, stick with us. DAZN, as you guys know by now, is most definitely the home of boxing.
DAZN, the undisputed global home of boxing, where the greatest fighters take center stage, with fights every week and over 185 a year. And now, the mighty Queensberry joins over 30 worldwide promoters to up the ante like never before, with the best of the best.
The biggest nights.
There's no limits to what's possible. Nobody brings you closer to the action. Because if the fight is on, it's on DAZN, the global home of boxing.
Absolutely loads of boxing coming your way. Look at this. Hoban Heesanen takes on Thomas. Oleksandr Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. Remember, you can buy that one now. Just go to DAZN.com. Then one of my favorite fighters, Jesse Bam Rodriguez, takes on Fumilele Kafu Saturday, July 19. That's after Usyk versus Dubois. And then the week after that, Flores versus Chavez. A better midweek boxing from Golden Boy on Thursday. Loads of boxing. All right, let's continue with the media public work, and let's throw it back downstairs to Thomas Streiber.
Our next two fighters competing Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest, and it will be for the WBC Silver Heavyweight Championship. Let's first welcome the challenger, coming to us from Johannesburg, South Africa. He brings a professional record of 31 wins, 3 defeats, with 15 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former IBO Cruiserweight World Champion and the current WBC Bridgerweight World Champion. Let's welcome Kevin Two Guns Lerena.
Here comes the South African Rhino. Kevin Lerena moved up from Cruiserweight. Again, you heard Thomas Streiber say it there, champion at Bridgerweight, now competing at heavyweight. Him and Lawrence Okoli have literally crossed paths so many times. Was supposed to get it on at Cruiserweight, didn't happen. Rumors about a Bridgerweight fight. And you just feel, and I can see Lawrence to the side, Lawrence at heavyweight is just too big a problem. Like, at Cruiserweight, you could have said, okay, Lawrence has to boil himself down to 14 stone. You look at Lawrence now, he looks enormous.
He weighed 260 pounds. In his last fight. It's incredible.
How did you ever make light heavyweight?
It's nuts. But this man here, Kevin Lerena, I just spoke to him. We did some media stuff beforehand, and he's fired up for this fight. Yeah. We were talking about how defeats can age well with time, and I think his defeat to Justice Hooney.
Oh yeah,
you know the way Hooney performed against Fatbear Woody, and you've got to remember he lost his mum the day before that fight. Wow. But he still went ahead with it, and he said he was mentally exhausted going into that fight. So he looks at that and he takes a lot of confidence away from it. Let's go back to the Daniel Dubois fight. He dropped Daniel Dubois 3 times. He could have got the win there. That could have been waved off. And he kicked himself that he didn't get going in that second round, and he let Dubois off the hook. But he looks back at those 2 defeats with confidence. He knows he's a better fighter now. Only 33 years old, 34 fights under his belt. This man's coming into his prime now.
He's a good fighter, you know what? I really rate him. I think he's good. Small for a heavyweight, not the biggest guy in the world, but clearly he's a puncher and aggressive and exciting to watch.
And he looks fast, doesn't he? And speed could be the thing here, right? I mean, Lawrence at 260 is just simply not going to be the same speed as Lawrence at 200. We look at Lerena, and his hands look fast, his feet look fast, and you almost feel like he's going to try and do that kind of Mike Tyson peekaboo style and try to get really into the ribs of Lawrence Okoli.
vacancy. That's what he wants, and he'll try. Look, Lawrence, we all have a lot of time here for Lawrence, but I mean, a lot of criticism. Some of his fights aren't the most exciting to watch. Let's just say that. But I think Lerena's style potentially can make this an exciting fight. But Lerena he'll be expecting Lawrence to try and tie him up, and when he gets close and hold him on the inside. But it's up to him to allow him not to do that and let the hands go.
I asked Lawrence Okoli, how are you going to win this fight? And he said, within 6 rounds, well, 100%. I said that Kevin Lerena, he went, not a chance.
Such a troublemaker.
He goes, not a chance. Not a chance. I'm stopping Okoli.
Oh, here we go. This is what you want.
Very much to Kevin Two Guns Lerena. And now let's welcome the defending champion from London, England, a 2016 Olympian, now with a professional record of 21 wins, just 1 defeat, 16 of his 21 wins coming by way of knockout. He is a former 2-weight world champion, and this Saturday, the reigning and defending WBC silver heavyweight champion, Lawrence "The Sauce" Okoli.
Here he is, the new Lawrence Okoli. I say new because he's now a heavyweight, and he wants to inject some noise into this heavyweight division, and he's doing it. He's been calling out a lot of the big boys, and he knows a win on Saturday, and he's right in the mix. He's right there. I like the idea of him going to Poland to win that Bridgerweight title. It was an easy win in the end, but I thought there was a lot of pressure on him just to kind of knock someone out, rather than kind of do, as you say, the holding stuff. And I think it's going to be very different at heavyweight.
Yeah, more comfortable for sure. And he said that all of his times, like track work and stuff that he's lifting in the gym, has all improved by putting on that extra bit of weight. He didn't know quite how bad it was for him to get down to cruiserweight, and he's a lot more comfortable now. As I said, he weighed 260 pounds last time. He said an optimum sort of weight would be around 240, so it'd be interesting on Friday to see what he weighs. But he's enjoying himself. He understands the opportunity that presents itself here, and he thinks if he was to beat Lerena, get the WBC silver title, he thinks he's 1 fight or 2 fights away for challenging for the real deal.
Even that line you just said there, Darren, that's a mad fact. That he was a cruiserweight at one point, 200 pounds, and his last fight was at 60 pounds over the cruiserweight limit, which is insane to me. And he could probably look like he's in a little bit better shape, but he didn't look that bad, did he?
No.
At 260, so even at 240, I mean, if he gets down to 240 and that's his optimum weight, he's going to look like someone at 240. He's not going to look like a fat cruiserweight.
Agreed. I know what you mean.
And he's coming off the back of 2 first-round stoppages, so we've known that he punches extremely hard, but that power with that added weight is going to be frightening now.
Yeah, and I think he's happy to throw his hands just because he knows the gas tank's there as well now, as opposed to cruiserweight. That's a really good co-main event. Kevin Lerena versus Lawrence Okoli. Should be a banger, that one.
Thank you very much to the defending champion, Lawrence "The Sauce" Okoli.
Just heard about the things that you do, my love. And you're just like me if it's true, my love. Hey, you can see right through my love. Hey, I see your waist shrunk, my love. Hey, you got some bass in the trunk.
Okay, you know what that means, don't you? There's 2 more fighters to go. And those 2 fighters, I can tell the crowd is starting to swell. So Daniel Dubois is in the building. I can see his team here just walking past me on my right-hand side. Oleksandr Usyk's team's here as well. Quick word on that one, the co-main event. Lawrence Okoli versus Kevin Lerena. You know, I was very confident about Okolie until you mentioned the Justice Hooney fight. And I remember that well because Kevin Lerena had his moments in there where he felt like he could win. This isn't as easy as people think for Okolie, is it?
No, look, like I say, with time, sometimes your stock can rise through defeat, and I think that's certainly the case. But aside from that, this man's hunger is unparalleled. Like, he's desperate to fight for a heavyweight world title. He said it was just a dream. He got written off, and he said he will walk through walls to get that opportunity. He's going to leave absolutely everything in the ring Saturday night.
Well, I guess Okolie is a wall, isn't he?
Yeah, it is. A big lump. I don't think this isn't an easy fight for any of the two, Addy, is it? It's a difficult fight for both men, and Lerena, he's got a right to feel confident about it. Like, Okolie isn't naturally a heavyweight. Well, maybe he is. He's coming in at 216 pounds, but Lerena will be looking at that differently. This is a former cruiserweight. I'm a former cruiserweight from a big heavyweight, and I have been here for quite a while. I've done what I've done to Daniel Dubois. I got close enough to Justice Hooney. I'm going to beat Lawrence Okoli. That's what the thought process will be in his head at the minute.
All right, that's the co-main event. Obviously, the main event is Oleksandr Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. We spoke a bit earlier about Daniel Dubois' camp. Here's a bit of insight into the camp of Daniel Dubois.
Let's go. Good. Right, let's go. Good. Let's go.
Daniel's a 360 athlete. He's a well-rounded athlete. Daniel could, if you took Daniel away from boxing, he could be an American football player, he could be a rugby player, he could be a sprinter. Yeah, so he's one of those, he's gifted in the sense, physically, he's gifted, you know, well-balanced. That's what I want.
This time around, I'm going to knock him out and I'm going to win. That's going to be the main difference from that first fight to this fight. That's going to be the main thing. I'm excited, but you know, still got a lot of work to do before the 19th. So every day, we're chipping away, I guess. Right now, I ain't got too much to say. I'm just humble and ready to fight, ready to win, ready to shock the world and take all the belts.
Peace out. That was nice. I was more impressed by the Porsche, if I'm honest with you. Little red leather interior.
How does he fit in there, Addy?
Wow, incredible. Michael Hunter is with us now. And I just said to Michael off camera, like, Mike, what's going on? What's happening with you? Go on, explain what's happening with you, Michael, because there'll be a lot of fight fans who feel like they haven't seen you in the limelight for a long time.
Yeah, well, you know, I haven't really been in the limelight in a while. I've been on this, obviously I've stayed busy. I've been in the scene, trying to put my name in the hat as much as I could on for many years, on any platform I could. So, and that's the reason why I'm here today, you know, just try to make something happen for myself. So, we know, as you know, I'm in the WBA mandatory for Kabrat Pulev for the regular belt, and then hopefully I'll defend it. And hopefully take Fabio Worley's interim title shortly after, hopefully in Ipswich.
I like it. So that's the route planned, because obviously Fabio Worley came through against Justice Hooney. What did you make of that fight? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I thought it was a great fight. I thought Worley let his nerves get the best of him, which it happens. You know, it just comes with experience. You know, he's constantly learning. I'm pretty sure that, you know, that's not going to happen every time. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's the fight game. You know, I was just explaining to another guy that it's very, very hard to come into 100% the day of the fight. You know what I'm saying? We all have issues and drama and all sorts of things go on during camps, and sometimes you just have a nightmare, a wet dream before the fight. So, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? So.
Michael, a quick word on the main event. Oleksandr Usyk, Daniel Dubois. How'd you see that one playing out?
I think that Daniel could win. I do see him winning because there's a lot of energy for him. There's a lot of people wanting him to win. There's a lot of people that think he's going to win because they want him to win. So I do think that he's going to do a lot better this time. to edge it out, I don't think so. I think he's going to come a little bit short. It's kind of like the Tyson Fury thing. He's going to do a lot better. He's going to have a little bit more game plans and tactics. But I think that, like I said, the night of the fight, I think to put it all together, he's going to come up a little bit short. I do think, you know, if Dubois has the right game plan, I think he should just blitz him a little bit, go to the body, make it ugly. Don't let anybody give a rhythm. The ref, him, or himself.
Michael, sorry, I have to interrupt you because the fighters are ready. Thomas Triber's ready as well. Let's get the two main fighters in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, our highly anticipated main event this Saturday. It is scheduled for 12 rounds, and it will be for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, with Ready to Fight, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, The Ring Magazine, GG Bet, SNU, and Global Next Trade. A big thanks to those great sponsors. Also a reminder, it will be shown live worldwide on DAZN by now at DAZN.com. Let's now welcome the participants. First to the ring, from England, his professional record, 22 wins, 2 defeats, with 21 of his 22 wins coming by way of knockout. This Saturday, he will be the reigning and defending IBF heavyweight champion of the world, Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois.
Everybody wants to know where walking the carpets, walking the party, school in the morning, for the cars all snooting,
Here we go, Daniel Dubois in the ring. What an opportunity for Daniel Dubois here to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And look, he looks sharp, he looks focused, he actually looks a bit lighter. Or is that just me?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. There's an edge about him, slightly tense, but you can understand why with the magnitude of this. But we were saying the same thing when he fought AJ, and what did he do there? He completely ripped up the script. This man is rejuvenated. This man has all the confidence in the world, and he's going to need that in facing a master in Oleksandr Usyk. Can he land those big heavy shots? If he does, we could see the first British heavyweight champion with all 4 belts.
It needs to be perfect for Amade. Everything needs to be perfect. He needs to be better than he's ever been before, and there needs to be a slight decline in Usyk as well. It all has to be perfect for Daniel on the night, but there's no reason why it can't be. He has a great chance of winning this fight.
Let's hear it for the reigning and defending IBF heavyweight champion of the world from England, Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois.
Okay, Daniel Dynamite Dubois looking dialed in, looking ready to go. How confident are you 3 days out?
I'm switched on and focused, ready to cause chaos in that ring. I'm ready to go.
Let's go! And listen to this, all these people, they've turned up for you. Tremendous ovation tonight. It must mean so much to you.
Yeah, it's going to mean them, you know, I'm grateful for this opportunity and I'm ready to seize it. I'm ready for the moment.
One word that you keep saying over and over again this week, chaos. What does that mean for Oleksandr Usyk on Saturday?
Tune on Saturday because we're going to get that victory. Come on!
One final one, Daniel. If you become undisputed champion Saturday, how much will that mean to you?
Yeah, the whole team. To the whole team, it means a lot to all of us. We worked hard for this. We're not going to let this one go.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Daniel Dynamite Dubois!
That might be the quickest media workout I've ever seen. He wanted out there, by the way, after 15 seconds. Don was like, no, just throw a few more. Like, come on, throw a few more. People have turned up for you. But, he even sounds more confident, doesn't he? And that could be age, could be maturity, right? We've seen Daniel since he was 17, but he just sounds like a grown man now who's confident in his own skin.
Yeah, he does. You can see it. You can see his demeanour, everything about him. He looks confident, the things that he's saying, the things that he's shouting as well. But he's up for this, but he's going to have to be up for it. It's the toughest fight of his life. He knows that, I'm sure. I'm sure his team know that as well. And like we said, everything needs to be perfect for him, but they'll have prepared for that.
All right, let's throw it back to Thomas because he's going to get in the ring. I think one of the greatest fighters of all time, the wonderful, incredible Oleksandr Usyk.
And now let's welcome to the ring from Ukraine, a 2012 Olympic gold medalist, now undefeated as a professional with 23 wins, 14 of his 23 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former undisputed cruiserweight champion, the former undisputed heavyweight world champion, the current Ring Magazine champion, and this Saturday, the reigning and defending WBC, WBA, WBO, and IBO heavyweight champion of the world, Oleksandr Usyk.
Okay, 3 have become 4 in the studio, and I'm very happy to have Don Charles, the man who I think single-handedly turned around Daniel Dubois. It's got very loud in here as well. Don, you've had some incredible moments so far as Daniel Dubois' trainer. This is the moment, though, isn't it, on Saturday?
Well, it's all moment. It's a team moment. This is what Daniel, from the minute Daniel became a boxer, this is what it's all led to. All the hard work, all the sacrifices that young man has made. He hasn't had like what we'll call a normal childhood, but he sacrificed a lot for Saturday night.
What about the moment for you, Don? I know this is all about Daniel Dubois and Oleksandr Usyk, but what about for you as a trainer? You became a world championship trainer. You have the chance to go down as a legendary trainer on Saturday.
That is for you. That is the intention. That is what's going to happen. Yeah, you know me. I'm a spiritual person. From the minute I landed in England as a 14-year-old young man, it became apparent. This is what it's all about. To become, we've already reached one milestone, which is Daniel becoming a world champion. Now to go further and become the undisputed. Wow. I mean, whenever I say that, I get goosebumps. Honestly, yeah.
Don, since the first fight with Usyk, we've seen Daniel improve immensely. He's clearly a better fighter. But at 27, he's still a young heavyweight. Is it fair to say that Daniel is maybe still an improving fighter right now?
Oh, most definitely. In my opinion, wow, that atmosphere is brilliant. In my opinion, Usyk is meeting Daniel Dubois at the wrong time for Usyk, and Daniel's meeting Usyk at the right time for Daniel Dubois. The age, you're at your best. Any man, yourself, Darren, Ade, we're all at our best when we're 27, physically and mentally. Daniel Dubois is in a very good place.
Don, I want to ask you as well, the shift in mentality since he fought AJ to now after, there seems to be a real aura surrounding Daniel Dubois.
And quite rightly so, on the victories he's gotten, he's a human being, that's going to have that effect. Also, I always say you are the company you keep. The people around him right now, everything is just fit. It really does. It's a number of factors that lead to the Daniel Dubois you're looking at. It's not just one thing. It's a number of a collective of different positive factors that the Daniel you're looking at now.
And you are the reason for that, Don. I know you don't like to pat yourself on the back, but
it's a collective effort.
I'm going to do it. It is a team effort, and I can see a lot of your team just below us. But you've almost built that camp for Daniel Dubois. I liken it to Big Bear. It's almost like your very own version of Big Bear.
It looks like, if you don't mind me saying, it almost reminds me of a Klitschko type camp, the facilities and everything you've got.
Correct. I mean, look, obviously, I hate taking credit. It is a team, but I'm the captain of the ship.
Yes, sir.
With the father. The father also, he doesn't like coming on TV, the father. So I speak on his behalf. That man has done tremendous work, because if he hadn't done how he raised his children earlier in their lives, we wouldn't have this opportunity to train this fine, tremendous 360 athlete in the name of Daniel Dubois.
You've obviously dreamt about this fight since it was announced.
Yeah.
Break down that dream for me. How does this fight play out for you?
In my dream, it plays out where Daniel Dubois, business as usual, is going to win this fight emphatically with a knockout. I've told you, and I've told you. With a capital K, capital O. Exclamation mark.
When you look at the man in the ring, let's turn around and look at him.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a generational great fighter.
Well, most definitely. Not taking nothing away from him. He's a legend. Irrespective of what happens when we beat him, when Daniel beats him, it goes down as one of the greats. Yeah? To me, he doesn't have to prove anything else, in my opinion.
Don, good luck on Saturday, Don.
Thank you.
It's a fantastic moment. Well done. Congratulations. You deserve it. Thank you.
Oleksandr Usyk.
When Don speaks, you kind of believe him. You're like, one second, I might have to run to the bookies quickly.
It's hard not to like Don.
He didn't laugh either.
No.
He didn't smile.
He
He was
looked straight at your eye,
serious
didn't
He
when
believes
said
it.
that.
He's not just saying it. He's not just saying it for a sound, but he believes what he's saying.
And I guess age is the equalizer, isn't it? I mean, he's right. As good as Oleksandr Usyk is, and he is phenomenal, 38 is 38.
Yeah.
It's not, it's a young man's game, isn't it?
It's a young man's game. There's got to be a time where he starts to slow down, but we haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, but it's Usyk, and we haven't seen it. I do wonder in the back of his mind, he saw his great friend, the wonderfully talented Vasily Lomachenko, call it quits a few months ago, apologies. I do wonder if that's in the back of his head, that the people that I came through in the 2012 Olympics are all done, really.
It is. I asked him the question, how long will we see the great Oleksandr Usyk in the ring? He said 2 more fights. This
he said 2 more?
1 more.
What's the 1 more?
Off the top of my head, you'd probably
Fury.
say, oh, do you think Fury again?
Well, I mean,
if Fury asks for it, he gets it.
If Fury asks for it, but I think it would be very unfair to Joe Parker, even Caballel as well.
Wow, incredible. That was intense, by the way. Oleksandr Usyk, who's the away fighter. I mean, the crowd, we see, the crowd really went for Oleksandr Usyk. All right, let's remind you of what we got coming your way on Saturday. Really is a great fight card. Lasha Guruli, a lot of people excited about him. Olympian takes on James Francis. Adam Hamed, the son of the great Prince Nassim Hamed, has these 6 professional fight. He takes on Ezekiel Gregorius. Vladislav Sorenko, this one's very interesting. Takes on Solomon Bakers, who's coming off that defeat to David Adelaide. And then the Daniel Lapin versus Louis Edmonson light heavyweight fight. We just saw both guys in the ring. Lawrence Okoli versus Kevin Lerena, both now in the heavyweight division. And then we saw maybe one of the greatest heavyweights, not maybe, definitely one of the greatest heavyweights we've ever seen, Oleksandr Usyk against Daniel Dubois for everything in the heavyweight division. Whew, man. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? I mean, I'm excited by this. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, give me some. It's going to be great. And make sure you tune in. Remember, tomorrow is the press conference. Friday is the weigh-in. Saturday, they throw hands a stone's throw away from here, the National Stadium, Wembley, in front of 90,000 people. If you were one of the lucky ones to get a ticket, congratulations. If not, you know where to go to purchase. Just go to DAZN.com, because this really is a heavyweight showdown you won't want to miss. From myself, from Carl Frampton, from Darren Barker, we'll see you tomorrow for the press conference.
Live only on DAZN. Usyk versus Dubois 2, July 19. He silenced Britain's best. Usyk, the brick breaker, fighting for greatness, for the flag, for legacy. But now, the dynamite is ready to explode. Dubois, reborn, sharper, stronger, a weight of a nation on his shoulders. July 19. Wembley roars beneath the lights. Who will become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world? Usyk versus Dubois 2, live only on DAZN. Buy now at DAZN.com.